What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's always great seeing your beautiful faces tuning in to another one of my recipe videos. So today, super special. We're celebrating Argentina getting through to the Rugby World Cup semi-finals. They are facing the All Blacks and it's assumed they're going to get a massive hiding. I don't think so. I think all of the games have been insanely competitive, and we're going to celebrate the boys in blue, the Jaguares, by making one of their national desserts. It's probably like the #1 national dessert, which is a lemon cheesecake. So I've got my lemons, you've got your seat. All you got to do is kick back, relax, and enjoy the content. This recipe was taught to me by an Argentinian woman. It's one of my mate's mums. Beautiful woman. Incredible recipe, literally top 3 favorite cakes of all time. Before I get a hiding, it's not a lemon cheesecake, it's torta de ricotta. So we're just gonna get straight into the recipe, okay? Even though I got taught this recipe, I still had to make my own changes, and I encourage you guys to do the exact same because you gotta make it to your like. So we're gonna start with the base. It's very simple as well as similar to a short crust pastry. I'm using some self-raising flour in my food processor, covering the blades, going in with very cold butter. And you know, you can do this step if you don't have a food processor. You can do it by hand by rubbing it in the butter. Hold it down and count to 10. Place all your flour into just a bigger bowl. Add the rest of the self-raising flour in. Go in with a pinch of salt. We're going to sweeten it up with 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. Next we're going to go in with the zest of a whole lemon. Make sure not to get this white bit, the pith. I'll say that's not even enough. I'm going to go in with another lemon. The zest of 2 whole decently sized lemons should be enough. Next we're going to make a well, crack in 2 eggs. These are size 7s. A teaspoon of lemon juice, just for good luck. We've got it, we might as well use it, you know. And last but not least, a tablespoon of vanilla extract. We're looking to make a smooth, slightly sticky dough. Once it's semi-formed, you can go in with your hand. But just like short crust, we don't want to over mix it or over knead it. I can kind of gauge how much flour that I'll need based off touching it, so I need a little bit more. Once our dough stops sticking, it forms, it's smooth in its consistency. Pick that up, back into a bowl, tea towel on top, and then we're just putting this to the side. We're gonna get onto our filling. It is 1 egg, sugar, wooden spoon, and get to creaming, buddy. It doesn't take that long. We're just going until the egg turns white in color. After about a couple minutes, you can see the consistency's thickened up. The color is a delicious glossy white. And guess what we're adding next? I hope you guessed right, we're adding more lemon zest. And we really don't want to add no extra liquids to the filling because it needs to thicken up. So no lemon juice, just the zest of the lemon. And I've got my ricotta here. This is the brand, it's 500 grams. Chuck the whole thing in. No salt as well, because salt will draw out the moisture of the egg. However, we can add a teaspoon to a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I'm not adding too much lemon zest because we don't want to overpower the ricotta. The ricotta is quite like more like a soft mellow cheese. Once we have the filling, put that to the side. I have a tart pan and I'm going in with some cooking spray. Make sure our bench is lightly floured. Don't want to go too heavy with the flour. Dough goes on and we're giving this a straight half down the middle. Now shape them into a rectangle or a square. A little bit of flour on the bottom. And then we're going to get to rolling. You see how sticky it can get? Just a little bit. We don't want to go OD with the flour, okay? So I'm not rolling, like pressing all my weight down. Just lightly rolling it to shape. And we're rolling it probably like 1/4 of a fingernail thick. Get your rolling pin on. Roll up tuck, and then continue to roll. So we have a little pastry sheet. Start from over the edge and roll it on. Now we get a little bit of the dough and pack that in, lift up the sides so it goes all the way down, and then we're going to cut it with the rolling pin. So you just roll on top, take off the excess. Now why I love this dough is because it's so malleable that if you have any patches or thin bits, you just stick it on, push it flat. Don't be a perfectionist because the dough is extremely buttery, it's soft, and you don't want it to melt on your fingers. Grab yourself a fork and we're going to get docking. Just all over. Now going with all of your filling. This is the perfect amount for this little pie tin. Same thing. Flour on top, flour on the bottom. And we're rolling it to the exact same thickness. And this is going to be our top. And roll it on. I'll just use my hands. Take off the excess. Our oven's set for 180 Celsius. We're chucking it in for 45 minutes, fan bake. Oosh. Check on it in 30 minutes. If it's browning on top, just chuck a little piece of foil and continue to cook for the entire time, because that's what's going to thicken up the filling. Came out of the oven. You can see mine's ugly as fuck at the moment, but we'll fix that tomorrow. Just have a look at the color. Don't worry about this bit, the bald sides, it's alright. He's got alopecia, he's coming into age, don't worry about it. Now all we got to do is put this to the side to cool down, and then we're going to chuck it in the fridge overnight, okay? Don't rush the process. Here's my ricotta cake, it's at room temp. Chuck that in the fridge and say bye bye until tomorrow morning. Welcome back everyone, it's the next day. Here's the boy. You can see he's balding on the sides, doesn't matter, we'll fix him up real quick. I told you we'll send him to Turkey, we'll get him a hair transplant, and this is it. Just dust a whole lot of ice and sugar on top so you can't see anything of what was in the past, okay? But I like to just give it like a solid white Christmas. And literally no one can tell the difference. Look at that, it looks so beautiful. All that's left is cut yourself a generous portion. You know, really don't be shy. This is easily one of the best cakes you guys will ever have. Look how much it makes. Look at this. You can easily get like 12 servings out of this. Probably just one if you're making this for the first time. Take a little peep on the inside. I'll zoom you in. You can see a ricotta filling right there. So much structure. Look, I even got a portion that I made for my girlfriend that I'm going to eat directly after this. Like I said before, Argentina are playing against the All Blacks in the semi-finals of the Rugby World Cup. I reckon, actually no doubt in my mind, if they have this pre-game, they winning. They are absolutely smashing the All Blacks, not the other way around. But only if they have this. And I'm not going to say it any louder or anything like that, because I'll get a mob of people to my house. Oh, you can't talk about the All Blacks like that. Oh. It's going to be a competitive game. And I know I say this every single time. It doesn't get old to me. I love each and every single one of you interacting with my content, liking it up, sharing it to your friends. Because, oh my god, I will never get sick of making delicious recipes for those who want it. So, this bite is all for you. Yum! Holy shit. It's a texture thing. It's a fucking texture thing. Working with it, you saw how I worked with it. It holds up so well. And there's so much butter and fat in there that it just melts away. It melts away, and the ricotta is just the perfect fucking filling to take this to the top 3 cakes I've ever had. it melts. It literally just melts. The base. And ricotta is such a soft flavor, yet in cake form, it fucking goes through to the ceiling, past the ceiling, blows away the ceiling, through the roof. Absolutely, truly fucking incredible. Crumbly, delicate, and it just evaporates on your tongue. Argentina winning if they have some torta de ricotta and a mate. If not, you can kiss that trophy goodbye. But at least they'll fly home and they get to have as many of these as they want. Who's having last bite? Too late. I still have so much more to eat. So I'm gonna leave you all right there. Make sure you like the video. Comment down below who you think is gonna win. If you think Argentina is gonna win. If you think the All Blacks are gonna win. Share to all your friends like you always do. Sub up, and I'll see you all in the next one. Mwah.